Right, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another pre-market session. Today is July 29th, and we're going to start with the market analysis, the news and the events, and we'll go over a couple of names on watch for this trading day and probably the next couple of days as well. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's take a look at the overall market. SPY, Qs, S&P 500, NASDAQ. They are basically holding relatively in a range for the last couple of days. S&P 500 is slightly higher. Qs is like almost around where the market was closed yesterday, and S&P 500 specifically is trading inside days in the last 3-4 trading days since last Thursday. Right, so the market is clearly holding in a range so far. The biggest story for the day so far would be, I'm not sure why we do not have the the biggest story for the day would be the crude oil sparking higher again, and you can see it both on crude oil, or you can check out USO as well. Both of them kind of tell you the same story, and you can clearly see that crude oil is gapping up around like 6%, trading around $84-ish right now, and 84.5 because Iran launched missiles toward US forces in Middle East. And again, we have conflict in the whole Middle East again, so seems like the story will continue. It is getting really volatile, as you guys can see. We had the oil pushing all the way higher from after it held up 200 SMA around $74. It went all the way to 93, 92, 93, and after that we retested because there were some basically headlines about possible ceasefire again, and then now we have the same news. It's the same exact news, but technically it's affecting the whole market. Okay, so anyway, that conflict is still there, tension is still there, and it is affecting the market. Now for traders, obviously it is an uncertainty, and when we have uncertainty in the oil basically industry and overall tension in the Middle East, it will affect the overall market, the equities market, and specifically tech. As you guys can see, tech took a bigger hit recently as a result of all these tensions, right? So again, just a reminder, around 20% of the world's oil supply passes through Strait of Hormuz, which is under this whole conflict right now. And as a result of oil price increase, we have inflation concerns, and as a result, the equities market take a hit. Now, this was basically the main news for the day so far. Now we have another big event scheduled for today at 2 p.m. We have FOMC, right? Kevin Warsh press conference would be around 2:30, and this is his second time. And obviously the market is waiting for any comments about inflation, economic outlook, labor market comments, and future rate decisions. Definitely will be a very, very important event for the market, and you will probably experience a lot of volatility in the overall market, and definitely on individual tickers as well. Okay, Mega cap earnings going to be tonight. The major ones would be two of the Max 7, Microsoft and Meta, right? And this is going to be a huge deal for the market. So for Meta, expectations are obviously high, but the market is waiting for any kind of report about AI spending and ad revenue and overall guidance on Meta. For Microsoft also, Azure cloud growth and AI monetization obviously would be the main basically concern, and overall capex as well on Microsoft. So we'll see what happens to the earnings of Meta and Microsoft, which are going to be pretty important for the market. There were some semiconductor basically earnings like KLA, Seagate, and they all beat that earning, not mega cap names to actually affect the whole basically sector, but overall we had some earnings, and overall, as you can see, SMH is still relatively weak. Now, with the whole tension starting, again, we are seeing the rotation in the sectors, right? Energy, oil, defense stocks are obviously going to be stronger. The weaker ones would be technology and overall growth and semiconductor names. So the focus for the day obviously would be, first of all, possible geopolitical news. Definitely 2 p.m., 2:30 earnings, and after the market close, we have major earnings. The story will continue tomorrow as well. We will have a lot of earnings next day as well. This week is packed with a lot of earnings, a lot of news, and on S&P 500, you can clearly see that the market is waiting. Like, this is just waiting, flat inside day price action on S&P 500. And it is expected. Why? Because the investors are waiting for clarity on all the uncertainties that we have from FOMC to earnings. And once we have those news and basically earnings released, we will probably see a direction in the market. Okay, bullish, bearish, we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's take a look at the levels and get ready for the day. So what is happening on S&P 500? Clearly, as you guys saw the daily chart, we are holding in a range. The range is 735 and 745, and we are just holding in this tight area in the last 4 days. We bounce above 735, push higher, reject 745, reject it, push back down. This is the pre-market action, and technically we started around 744, 745, and the price pushed back down, retested 735, and then bounced back up. The same thing happened yesterday and in the pre-market so far. So we are clearly stuck on S&P 500. There is no reason to force anything here, especially when we have FOMC, and specifically on FOMC days, the price action tends to be really tough to trade. Again, it's not 100% of the times, but statistically, pre-FOMC, the price action is just like flat, and it doesn't make sense to really force any trades. The ideal scenario is to just stay patient. If you want to take any trade, just A++ setups. So with that being said, the key zones on watch for SPY would be around 744, 745. And then the next major zone would be around the 750, 749, 750 area, obviously, right? And the demand is around 735 zone. And yeah, in case of a bounce, we could see a possible reversal setup here. If we if we break this zone, then yeah, things will change, and probably this will happen if it wants to happen post FOMC. And also in case we want to break out of this 744, 745 zone, probably that might need to happen post FOMC. We'll see what happens. Even if this level gets broken, the next major level, as I said, would be right here around this 749, 750 Qs. So Qs is relatively weaker. Obviously, as expected, with the whole oil price increasing, the tech is taking a higher, a bigger hit, right? What happened yesterday? We sold off. The price went all the way down to 666, 667 zone. And as you can see, this was a zone that we couldn't break back in April, and then retested. We finally were able to break out of this zone, retested the zone, and continued to move higher. Now the same thing, as you can see, like this zone was basically a strong resistance, became a demand, and now it is holding as a demand. Again, it happened yesterday, right? So we had a very quick sell-off early in the morning, and then a quick bounce and continuation around these zones. So obviously the key demand zone for Qs would be around 665, 667-ish zone, and key resistance around 680, 685. We are holding in a range right now. It is technically in the middle of this range. So yeah, I would like to see Qs either hitting this zone and reject, or probably break and push higher, or hit this zone and reject or break. In the middle, it's not really that interesting to like focus on Qs, in my opinion, especially with price holding inside yesterday's range. So yeah, the best setup, in my opinion, would be possible retest at this zone and waiting for a reaction of the price around these areas, or hitting this zone and waiting for the reaction of the price around these zones. Dow Jones is basically holding relatively obviously stronger than SPY and Qs. We are still holding above the moving averages, and we hit this zone right in the pre-market right now. So this is a strong demand zone for Dow Jones. Again, like Dow Jones is also holding in a relatively tight range. It has been consolidating, bounced above this zone. Now it's hitting 552. So if this 552 zone holds, there is a chance of a bounce here and go for a retest of 525 and 528. But again, like S&P or Nasdaq, since we have a lot of earnings and mainly FOMC, the main move probably might happen post FOMC, and usually 1 or 2 days after that. SMH is clearly weak. Very similar price action to Nasdaq. As you guys can see, we broke below this 537.8 area, pushed all the way down to 518, 520, and reclaimed the whole level, and the buyers pushed the price all the way higher to 530. But so far in the pre-market, we're still seeing weakness, and the price was not able to get above 536-ish zone. So the key resistance would be around 536 area on SMH. The main demand zone would be the whole 518 all the way down till 510 demand on basically semiconductor ETF. Apple. Well, Apple is very strong and holding really strong. However, it has earning tomorrow. So yeah, trading it, especially trading options on Apple, in my opinion, doesn't make sense at all at this point. So post-earning plays would be the best bet, in my opinion. And yeah, Apple is clearly very strong, and it is holding the 335, 336 zone very well. We broke out of the zone yesterday, retested this zone, and bounced above the level very good. Like, this is a very clean price action. Now, the key areas would be the pre-market level high 342 and the key demand would be 336. Definitely good stock on watch for the day. If you want to probably trade shares on it, would be a good setup to watch. Tesla is still holding, and it's still weak. It's technically was consolidating yesterday, retested 300 zone and hold around that zone. The price action was pure basically consolidation and chop, and we are basically just holding in this range. The demand zone is around like 300, 297, 300 zone, and the key resistance would be around 315 on Tesla. So the key basically reaction that I would be interested in monitoring on Tesla would be around 316, 315, and around this 300 all the way down till 297. If it keeps trading in between this zone around this 301 and 310, probably I won't be interested in trading Tesla. But if we retest this zone of 315, and depending on the reaction, whether it's a break or a reject, we will be able to see some sort of clean price action on Tesla probably, and around 300 level as well. So those would be the main zones on Tesla. NVIDIA, a massive sell-off on Monday, and yesterday we clearly held above 200 and 150 SMA on the daily chart. A very strong hold, and if you go back a couple of weeks ago, you will see back in the end of the June, early July, we retested 200 SMA and the price held the level and bounced back up, retested even 213 area, right? So we are right at this demand zone. So the possibility of bounce is obviously there. Now, clearly the FOMC, the geopolitical tensions, and the earnings will play an important role on the next possible move and whether the price will bounce above this level or not. But from basically technical analysis perspective, this zone is holding very strongly so far. And in case of seeing a bounce here, aka the price breaking out of this 199 200 zone and control this zone, there is a possibility of seeing a bounce above this area on NVIDIA. In case of breakdown below 192 192.5, clearly that would be a and seeing sellers are actually controlling the zone and controlling below this zone, that could create a lot of selling pressure on NVIDIA. Definitely the SMH correlation would be important to watch when trading NVIDIA, right? So Google, Google is retesting this critical zone of 330 335, and the retests don't have crazy volume, at least for now. So I would like to see how Google reacts to this 335-ish zone. If we see a sort of a rejection here and push back down, reclaim of 330, and seeing sellers are in control, this can be a good breakdown, a retest of this level, and push lower on Google, definitely. Now, on the other hand, we have a key demand around 325, which is a 200 SMA on Google, and we basically held above this zone on the weekly chart, if you check out the weekly chart. So this is going to be a strong demand zone. So the question is that whether the buyers can break through this 336 337 zone or not, or sellers can push the price below the 200 SMA on Google. So these two levels definitely on watch for Google. AMD is breaking out of the whole 400, 80, 500, 20, 30 zone finally. Again, it happened once back in July 20th, sorry, July 17th on Friday, but the level was not able to really hold, and we bounced above this level, pushed back up, and got back to this basically choppy zone. Now we are back down on AMD with the whole semiconductor weakness so far. And what happened yesterday was a hold above this demand zone, the same hold that we saw back in June 10th, 11th, and after that the price bounced back up, retested 500, even like 20. So the key zones on AMD would be right around this 475-ish zone and this 430, I would say 35, 440 demand zone. Now, in case of a reclaim and a bounce above this level, we need to see sellers are able to control above 470, 475-ish. And if the price break down, definitely we need to see sellers are controlling below this 430, 35. Now, AMD's earning is in a few days, next Tuesday. So again, trading options might be a little bit tough on AMD. Intel a lot weaker, and the key zones would be 90 and the yesterday's low of 83. On watch on Intel for a possible bounce or a possible sell-off continuation. Meta, Microsoft, they both has they have earning after close. I will not really talk about them. We'll probably work on them or trade them and focus on them after the earning report. And also Amazon has earning tomorrow as well. Okay, so the market is open. I will just go over MU here as well. So for MU around 790 and the 850s ish zone would be the two key zones on watch for Micron. Okay, all right, awesome. So let me know what you guys are watching for the day. Post it in the chat. Okay, so I will be going ahead and trade live with the team. If you want to join us, you can check out the link in the description, and you can join us and trade live with us every single day. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.